All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Sunday. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. I do hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend, as it's a pretty important weekly close coming up, guys. I have to be honest, Bitcoin's at a very key level right now. It's an important weekly close about to happen right now, within the next few hours. We're going to be talking about it. Huge shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Ethan. Shout out to NFT. Good morning every day. Shout out to Fox Makes Gains. Smash the likes. Shout out to Drain the Swamp, who says word. Shout out to HFG and Buff Link and VR Emmy Rate. Shout out to Muppet. Shout out to Muzz G and Daniel Ramirez, who says pump baby. Shout out to Mark Z. Shout out to Ethan, make me mod. Well, we'll see, Ethan, man. You're relatively new around here. We'll see, man. You know. Shout out to Keith Jeffs. Shout out to MD Asan Habib Brony, who says yes. Shout out to Crypto for Newbies. Cryptoverse, your long will get smoked. Shout out to Anik Mahmood, who says you're the best. Waiting, well, you're the best. Anik, you are the best. Shout out to Bernie. Shout out to the real King Solomon in the chat. Shout out to RKS. Shout out to Preparing for War. Holding it down with the wrench. Shout out to Brandon Keys. And as usual, guys, if we can get 1,000 likes within the first 30 minutes of the stream, we will absolutely be giving away 1,000 USDT. All right, shout out to Blair Stevenson. Shout out to NepSoft Official, who says shout out to me. Long from 53.7. Yeah, we're gonna be getting into it, guys. So as we can see here, the Bitcoin price is in fact coming down to a key zone of support. What is the zone? What is the zone? Let's talk about the zone. The zone of support that Bitcoin is currently coming down to is none other than the Fibonacci Golden Pocket 786 zone from the low to the high. And if you guys been here all week, you guys saw me trying to open up longs last week, thinking we were going to get a bounce from the Golden Pocket, right? I longed here. Of course, that did not happen. And we are currently getting a bounce from, well, let's talk about exactly where we are bouncing from. So if we take a look at the low that we made right here on Friday evening, two very important things. Number one, we front ran the 786. All right, 786 at around 52.4. We did not come down to tap that level. Where did we bounce from? We bounced from none other than the highest volume node of the wick. All right, if we take a look at a TPO chart here, let's hang on while I pull it up. All right, we got to pull it up. We got to pull it up. All right, hang on. Give me 1 second here, guys. It's a little bit rough. All right. Yeah, if we take a look at a TPO chart or any volume profile chart, I'm just using a TPO chart right now, but you could look at any volume profile chart and see that the highest volume node of the wick was right here at around 52,750. And if I'm not mistaken, if we actually go to a volume profile chart, yeah, we can see the highest volume node of the wick was, we get back there, get back to that level, was, yeah, exactly where we bounced from, guys, right here. Around 52,800, give or take, around 52,800. So this is currently the level that we are bouncing from right now, all right? And this is one of the areas where we've been saying we could maybe get a bounce, because let's just remember the bullish idea that we've been trading here for quite some time, right? If you remember in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, I had told everybody that I was taking along from 49,700. The reason is because, well, it was a very, very key level of support. Going all the way back, if we go to our daily time frame, right, we had the major support resistance flip from January 2024, right? And we bounced from that level. I told everybody I'm taking along from this level because there is a bullish idea. The bullish idea is that this is an actual bottom. This is our first high, and then we potentially could make a higher low from this area to come up maybe to even back to the top of the range, right? So the bullish idea technically is still valid for me. And here's the reason why the bullish idea is still valid. Because if we take the fib from the low to the high and we draw a box around the key zone, and for me that key zone comes in between the golden pocket and the 786, we are still holding the zone, right? We're still holding the zone. Now, does this mean I am convinced that we're going to see a new Bitcoin high? No, that doesn't mean that. But as long as we hold this box, I would not be surprised if we see us get a little bit of a move to the upside here, right? Because right now, we do have a more local range right around this area. And so as long as we are holding this, there is a chance we could see a move to the upside. And I have added to my long trade from that low at 49.7. And so now I'm long from around 52.4. All right, I'm long from around 52.4, and I'm kind of watching and waiting to see how this plays out, because again, I know it's a weekend. I know we put that low Friday after market hours. You know, in general, as long as we're holding this area and we're not like losing that 786, this could still be a place where we could see a bit of a move to the upside. Now, I want to take a look at market Cipher B, because we need to determine, is it likely that we are going to get that move to the upside? We do have a weekly close, and we also have a very important daily close today. We're going to be looking at the key levels. First of all, I have to give a major shout out to MEXC, best deal on fees. If you want to trade, link in the description of the video. Also, guys, BLOFIN right now is offering juicy discounts on fees if you sign up using my link. Plus, BLOFIN is offering 10% cash back on everything you deposit into the futures portfolio. What is it called? I don't know. BingX fees are crazy. Yeah, right now, BLOFIN will give you a discount on fees if you use the Jason Casper link. Plus, we'll give you 10% cash back. All right. What about CME? Well, yeah, CME did hit the 786. CME did hit the 786. Shout out to Bad Baptist. Shout out to VR. Shout out to Wellness Wave. Tell your mom and dad to like the video, grandma as well. Shout out to Juwan Swepson. We're going to pump to 56, then we're going to dump. It's a very good possibility. Make sure to like the stream, guys. If everyone likes the stream right now, we will be giving away $1,000. All right, $1,000. So we pop on over to TradingView, and let's kind of take a look here at a few potentials. Gave me the face and my dreams of getting matching Ben coin tattoos and living happily ever after off of our meme coin games was smashed to smithereens. And actually, here's a chart of my emotions after she rejected me. This is exactly where we got rejected from the Fibonacci Golden Pocket, which is why I am in the short trade from the Fibonacci Golden Pocket, set up given in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. But, all right, but here's the thing. We expect a little bit of resistance from resistance. Our major support is literally this, guys. This is where we must hold if we want any kind of pump from here, right? Any kind of pump from here. Let's talk about how are things looking right now on market Cipher B, all right? First of all, I want to go to the daily time frame, and we need to recognize the fact that potentially, depending how this day closes in the next 6 hours, which is a very important time, we could print or even confirm a green dot here. If on the 12-hour time frame we have confirmed a green dot, this makes me think we could see a little bit of a push to the upside, maybe even a little bit more than what we've already seen, just to take out some of this liquidity. Because when we look at this move to the downside right here, coming up even to 61K, we can see it's very sloppy price action. There's not really clearly defined swing lows and swing highs here. And when you see action without clearly defined swing highs and swing lows, what does that mean? Well, it means it's a prime opportunity for a short squeeze, right? Everybody that was very bearish all last week, just trailing their stop losses above these highs, like myself. Like, that's the thing. Like, I've literally been trailing my stop loss above these highs, making money along the way down, thousands of dollars, just by adding 2 open short trades. I initially shorted here from the setup we gave in the Casper Crew, right? Was it here? No, I'm sorry. It was from here, from the setup we gave in the Casper Crew, taking the short last Monday from that setup, and then every time we put in another swing high, I add to my short. You know, I add to my short, take some profits. Add to my short, take some profits. So people like me who have been high leverage trading, trailing their stop losses, we need to get punished. All right, Jay Casper needs to get punished. Why does he need to get punished? Because, what an idiot. On the internet, on a treadmill, Pikachu hat. What else does he have that's stupid? A clip on the nose. Alright, what else does he have? A plunger on the face. Playing Nintendo Entertainment System when he's supposed to be taking himself seriously. Alright, people like me deserve to be punished in these markets. And that could very well happen, right? Especially if we get a confirmed green dot on the daily. Right? Just throwing it out there. Now, something else we need to keep in mind is the fact that when we look at this very local range here, we have broken down from the value area low at around 56.5. So our first major area of resistance right now is going to be $56,500, right? $56,500 is going to be a very key resistance. If we just take a look at this volume profile, right? The value area low is our next major area of resistance. So the way I'm looking at this is, if we can hold above this, then I'd say there's a pretty good chance we could come up to around $61,400, the value area high of the range in this historic area of resistance, right? What I mean by historic is, it was support and then it was resistance throughout pretty much the first 3 weeks of August, right? So this is potentially what we are looking at right now, a move back up to the value area high of the range. Plus, if we take a fib from the high to the low, again, that's coming right around that golden pocket 786 zone, right? Again, here's the thing. 618 rejects us. What do? We take some time. We work on ourselves. Maybe we go to the gym, try and get a little buff. Maybe she likes buff dudes, right? Who knows? We don't know. We take some time. We work on ourselves. And then we try and ask her out again. Well, here's the thing. She's probably not going to go out on a date with us. Why? Well, because we're never going to find love, guys. It is what it is, right? Guys need to understand that, girls don't like guys. It must be, right? Because every time I try and ask out a girl, she says no. So my own conclusion is that girls just don't like guys. All right, I don't know. It's a very sad situation for me. So this is going to be our next major area of resistance. All right. If we can reclaim 61.4, then I would not be surprised if we take out the highs at 65K and come up to our next area of resistance around $67,000. $67,000 is the highest volume node that we had throughout the entirety of this macro range, right? So we can see pretty clearly here that we have ourselves, first of all, local resistance. If we break through that, we're going to be at the next resistance around 61K. If we hold 61K, we're back inside the macro range. And if we're back inside the macro range, 67K could still be on the table, right? Let's not forget that technically speaking, we do have bullish divergence at the low. And this daily could give us a trigger wave continuation. Money flow was getting higher as we made this first low. Actually, is that true? Was money flow getting higher? Nah, money flow wasn't getting higher, so that makes it less bullish. I'm just saying, we just had a bearish week, right? We just had a pretty bearish week. So, are we going to have 2 bearish weeks in a row? We might. But there's a good chance we might see a little bit of a move to the upside as we see what happens for this weekly close. Now, the weekly candle, all right, let's come back here. Overall, I have to say this, guys. The weekly candles do not look very bullish to me. Why? Well, first of all, we have a bearish engulfing candle right here, right? Bearish engulfing from last week. This is about to close another lower low on the weekly close. And momentum and money flow on the weekly is coming out here, right? It's just coming out. It's getting lower. Doesn't really necessarily look the best to me. So in general, here's how I feel about the Bitcoin price. On the higher term timeframes, I'm still expecting lower prices. On the medium term timeframes, I think this week there's room for some upside, right? I do not want to enter into this coming week feeling 100% bearish, thinking we can only come down and we're only going to dump. Why am I feeling like there's room for the upside? We're at key support, number one. Medium-term timeframes are definitely showing us some sort of bullish divergence or bullish confirmations here. Nothing too crazy, but when you're at support with bullish signs, you cannot expect down only, right? Even if the higher timeframes still say bearish, you cannot expect down only. Third reason is because I understand that if we come back inside of our local range that we have going on here at around 56.4, right? We come back inside here, then it's just most probable that we make our way back up to 61,000, where we have pretty significant Fibonacci confluences, plus all this liquidity from people like myself who've been trailing their stop losses as they keep shorting, right? It's just a recipe for a short squeeze, right? At least something like this before lower. And then once we come up here, well, we just assess the situation. Maybe there's a chance 612 will, in fact, go on a date with us. You know, maybe she's getting desperate. You know, the love of her life, Sam Bankman-Fried, is no longer a free man, right? He's in jail. He's locked up. Her options are very limited, right? Her options are very limited. Hang on, what the heck? 1 second, guys. I just lost myself here. All right, we're back. We're back, baby. How's the hat hair? So yeah, her options are limited. So let's kind of discuss also the potentiality of if we get another drop to the downside, if we're going to lose this support that we are currently holding right now, which I would label the support as this zone between the Fibonacci 618 and the 786. If we're going to start to close daily candles below this, it just becomes, in my opinion, extremely probable that we take out this low at, you know, on, hang on, this is not an accurate level here. Let me see, where was this low? Around 49 something, right? But I can't get it right on my chart, okay? You gotta bear with me because I suck at everything, including using a computer. Not only do I not know how to get a girlfriend, but I also don't know how to use a computer, which is why this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. There we go, right? It's extremely probable that we take out this low. If we're gonna take out that low, well, then, in my opinion, the master extreme level of support that we're gonna have on our chart here is going to be around that $40,000 to $43,000 zone, right? We have the trend line as we continue to make lower lows in this trumpet-ish pattern. This trend line lines up perfectly with the Fibonacci golden pocket. It also lines up perfectly with the trend line of the entirety of the bull market, right? It also lines up perfectly with the value area high of the last 4 years of price action. It also lines up perfectly with the highest volume node from January, and it also lines up with the yearly open. Now, a lot of times, you will notice, if we go back and just look at Bitcoin, and we look at these yearly opens, right? You will notice that a lot of times the price does retrace to test these yearly opens, right? Where did we get the yearly open? In 2021, was right here, January 2021. This was our yearly open. Look at this, guys. In the middle of the bull market, the bull market got us a retracement. We tap exactly into the yearly open, like to the dollar, and that gives us our bounce, right? Let's check out 2022. Where was that yearly open? Right here, 2022. Go ahead and put our line on that January candle open. Look at this, January 2022, we open bearish. We get a retracement to tap into that yearly open, and that's where we get the real dump from. Now, 2023, a little bit different. But you could still say that we got the early open, we got a doji, and then we tried to retest this. We wicked down into it, but then, you know, that was it. We never truly retested that. But going back to previous years as well, like, for example, December, January of 2020, right? We put in the early open, we get a big pump, and then definitely we come back down to test the early open. And, you know, we came way lower than that too. But go back and back test the early opens, because you will notice a lot of times the Bitcoin price really does respect the yearly open. Look at this one. This yearly open from 2018, guys. 2018 yearly open, the beginning of the bear market. We literally retest that level to the dollar, right? These yearly opens a lot of times give us some very significant reactions, right? So this year we've got our yearly open coming down right around, let's see, January. Right around here, guys. So this was our yearly open, 42,279. It's the yearly open. It's the golden pocket. It's the highest volume node from January. It's the value area high of the last 4 years of price action. And just assuming that we're going to make lower lows and lower highs, it just makes the most sense that we hit that level. Now, there are some other levels before we get there, right? So I don't want you guys to think this is the only level I'm looking at. There's some other areas, obviously, lower than our last wick, above $40,000. But the juiciest level with the most confluences, for sure, is definitely going to be that $40,000 to $43,000 level, right? There's just so much intersectionality at the level, right? Intersectionality. Shout out to all the fat, white, ambiguously gendered, very angry college students majoring in trans, non-carbon, binary emission gender studies, because I know how much y'all love intersectionality, and I myself, having majored in trans, non-carbon, binary emission gender studies, also share your passion for intersectionality, which is what got me into trading in the first place, because when you graduate university with a degree in trans, non-carbon, binary emission gender studies, not only are you fat and angry, but you're also in a lot of debt. And no one will hire you because your degree is worthless, contrary to what you learned in college, right? So this is what got me into trading. I thought to myself, well, I know a lot about intersectionality. I can't get a job. Why don't I take my knowledge and use it to look for those juicy levels on the chart? Well, what do you know? Lots of intersectionality right here, which is a huge reminder to make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I'm the first ever trans, non-carbon, binary emission gender studies major to ever reach 200,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Jason Casper, let me tell you, that man is something else. A true warrior for change. He's the first ever trans, non-carbon, binary emission gender standards major to ever reach 200,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, so shout out to my man, Obama. And also, here's the thing, like, I don't actually have 200,000 subscribers on YouTube yet if you look at the numbers. But here's the thing, like, sometimes political figures like to manipulate the data a little bit. So yeah, Obama's massaging my subscriber count to make it seem like I have 200,000 already. But we're trying to get the actual data up to what Obama is massaging it to. So we're very close to 200,000 subscribers, which is why you need to subscribe. All right. Yeah, so that's going to be the next major area that I'm kind of looking at, to be honest. And there's a few other places. Now so I have to lean a little bit more bearish here. I don't want to. Again, I'm not trying to spread FUD. I'm just being honest with the charts, because when we look at the 2 monthly bearish divergence printing, when we look at the shooting star candle on the 2 month, when we look at the confirmed monthly bearish divergence, when we look at the weekly momentum and money flow getting lower over time, when we look at all these things, we have to think to ourselves, lower is more probable right now. And for me, the hope that I have for this market cycle is something very similar to what we did over here, right? We came down, we tested the yearly open. In the middle of a bull market, things got bearish. People were scared. I remember it like it was yesterday. As I was trading this range. The reason why I remember like it was yesterday, guys, is because I took a long trade from right here, the liquidity grab of this low. I longed this like a ninja, like a beast. I'm like, man, this is it. I caught the bottom, baby. And I didn't catch the exact bottom, obviously. My entry was somewhere probably around 29.4. Well, guess what? After I hit a TP1, I moved my stop loss to the entry. I got stopped out of that trade, and then price kept on going without me. All right. I eventually got into other longs, but it was a very upsetting situation for me because I longed the bottom, got wicked out because my stop loss was at my entry to secure my profit, and then pump. Man, what a crazy time that this was. If you guys remember this, put a 1 in the chat if you were trading Bitcoin in the summer of 2021, because I sure was. All right. And so yeah, something very similar. We come down, test the early open, lots of confluence, and here's something else too. People forget this was technically a bull market. As we were topping out, we ended up with a 55% correction. If we come down to there, that will be about a 40% correction, give or take. So it's not even as crazy of a correction as what we saw back in the last cycle to test this level. And if we get ourselves a really nice low weekly momentum wave on market Cipher B, that technically speaking is a hidden bullish divergence on the weekly. Very powerful stuff, which will probably give us a higher high, which then, in my opinion, just like what happened last time, would set us up for that final push, which would give us that macro bearish divergence on the weekly time frame to give us the final top, right? Remember that? We had the bearish divergences kind of here, right? We had local bearish divergences here, just like we have local bearish divergences here. And we had a lot of people saying the top was in, and people were right? People who said the top was in back here were right in the big time frames, but in the lower time frames, we still had another push just to wreck all the early shorters. Right? We could see something very, very similar happen right here. If we get that hidden bullish div like we had back here, right? Let's not forget that market Cipher B it clearly was giving us a lower momentum wave as we were making a much higher low, right? Just like what we'd be doing here, right? We're making a much higher low, but we're getting a lower momentum wave. That's a hidden bull div. And then we get another pump to make a higher high, which will happen in around spring-ish 2025. And then we'll have a macro bearish divergence, aka the upside down uneven butt cheek pattern, right? Where we have a juicy left butt cheek upside down and a skinny right butt cheek, or also, you know, the bearish Sam Bankman-Fried man boot pattern, right? Money flow getting lower as price is getting higher. We go ahead, we stretch out the man boobs. That's a very bearish sign, all right? In fact, this sign printed right before FTX. All the FUD came out about FTX going down. That's why it's called the bearish Sam Bankman-Fried man boot pattern, right? So this is a little bit more of the bigger time frame stuff that I'm looking and hoping for, right? Especially as a Bitcoin hodler, I really am hoping for another big push to the upside. All right, I really am. Because I do hold a lot of Bitcoin on spot, right? And honestly, this lines up pretty nicely with the 4-year cycle pattern of after the halving, we still get a big pump. You know, this didn't really look like a top. This doesn't really look like a top. I'm just trying to keep myself bullish here, guys. I'm just trying to give myself hope, all right? I'm just trying to smoke the hopium. But in the meantime, what we really need to focus on today is, you know, are we gonna basically print a green dot and confirm a green dot within the next few days? Because if you guys remember, we have been calling pretty much since April the highs and the lows of this range based on our market Cipher B green dots, right? Market Cipher dots pretty much tell you the rest of the week is going to continue in that direction, right? You get a green dot right here. The rest of the week, bullish. You get a green dot right here. The rest of the week, and then some, bullish, right? You get the red dot, rest of the week bearish. Get the divergence red dot, next few weeks bearish, right? You get a green dot on market Cipher B, next few days, bullish. You get the red dot on market Cipher B, bearish. So if we confirm a green dot on market Cipher B, and it looks like we might because the 12-hour has already confirmed the dot, big BitBoy green dot in the 12, right? Then we could expect that little bit of a pullback to the upside. And the exact levels that I'm looking at to the upside are going to be numero uno. First of all, let's not forget 56-ish, right? This is ByBit, 56-ish $1,000 value area low. And then, of course, then we would be looking up toward the $61,000 value area high, confluence with the Fibonacci golden pocket. And once we come here, again, the two options are either rejection, lower low, or we squeeze higher. And if we squeeze higher, you know, then we're looking to come to $67,000. We potentially right now could get a move up to the $67,000 zone. Potentially, right? Why do I say that? Because again, if we are coming back inside of this range, right, then it just is most probable that we get a move up to $67,000. Stop out everybody who's short from here thinking they caught the exact top. Get a more bearish divergence into the $67,000 level, right? If we get like a 12-hour bear div here, that would be like a surefire sign that we're coming down. More of a 4-hour bearish divergence here. You know, that would be a much more bearish looking top than what we did at 65K. So right now we're struggling. It's a weekend. We're going to see how the markets open mañana. Let's see how many likes we have right here. Let's see how many likes we have. Wow, 1,400 people in the house, 400 likes. Well, we were hoping to get 1,000 likes in the first 30 minutes for a $1,000 giveaway. But let's see. If we can get up to 1,000 likes in the next 5 minutes, we'll do a $500 giveaway. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and set a timer on my phone for 5 minutes. We'll give it 6 minutes, all right? 6 minutes. If we have 1,000 likes by the time this timer goes off, y'all. All right. Look at that. Look at that iPhone screen. Cracked. So dang cracked, man. Where's the Sam Bankman indicator? It's called Market Cipher B, the best indicator in the world on TradingView, in my humble opinion. Of course, what do I know? I'm just an idiot YouTuber. Shout out to Aaron G holding it down with the wrench. Shout out to Dirty Rodriguez. Shout out to Bernie. Bitcoin going to the moon, bro. Shout out to Splashfire Films. He says, happy Sunday. All glory to Jesus. Amen. All glory to Jesus. Yeshua, the Messiah, the uncreated eternal God, who took on flesh to die for the sins of humanity. All glory to the eternal, multi-personal God. All right, shout out to Deegeberry. He says, like the stream, don't be lazy. Shout out to Jello Low. Shout out to Learning German, who says, mañana. Yeah, if you're learning German, I see you're also learning a little Espanol, my friend. All right. All right, shout out to RNLD, who just joined the stream. Discord is honestly helpful. Well, praise God. Shout out to Mr. Moon, Pump the Bitcoin. Shout out to Invisible Cloak Productions. Shout out to I Show You. Is he walking on a treadmill? No, he's not. He's walking to the moon, baby. I got the backpack on my back with the green screen popping out the backpack. I got a selfie stick out the front with the laptop. All right. All right, guys, let's smash up the likes. Honestly, let's smash up the likes. I'm trying to do a giveaway. All right, I'm trying to do a giveaway. Do I know about the Pika Tricks books? Are they the books that teach you how to do Pika tricks? I might know about it. All right, Kamala Trump gonna fix error thing, says Blue Green 83. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, I love it. I love it. Yeah, we're walking to the moon, baby. We are walking to the moon. All right, let's shout out to Dread Mining. Can we take a look at Aave? Yeah, we'll take a look at Aave. All right, Agave, Aave, Agave. Man, I remember trading Aave in the summer of 2020, baby. Making mad gains on Binance futures. You guys remember that? Shout out to Alex for the super chat. Says a rainbow chart. Do you see it? 100 to 175k Bitcoin price. Well, Alex, I hope you're right. Thank you so much for the super chat. €2 is nothing compared to what our Bitcoin gains will be if you are correct. So I hope you're correct, my friend. I really do. All right, look at the Aave chart. Interestingly enough, one of the few bullish looking charts that we have here, because we broke out of the triangle. We got a breakout. We came down for a retest of this zone of support right here, which was a major zone for Aave. And we're going all the way back to like late 2023 when we were doing this analysis here, saying this is the buy zone, the hold zone, and we are indeed holding it. Money flow getting thicker on the weekly. Man. The daily's giving us some mixed signals, but let's go back to this previous range right here. Aave doesn't play by the rules. So we have our next resistance as previous range value area low. If we hold above previous range value area low, ain't no reason why we can't go to $321. It looks pretty good, honestly. Like, even the weekly looks like we have more upside. Like, the weekly looks like she could give us a push up to this area, where I would expect a bit of a pullback, because then we would have some bearish divs with the momentum waves, but the money flow is still getting thicker. If Bitcoin's going to take a massive dump, then everything's going to probably take a massive dump. But this thing has been immune to dumpage, man. This has had a very bullish summer. Very interesting. Yeah, so if the bullishness of this coin continues, I think reaching previous range value area low is definitely on the table. And if we hold above that, then the next major area is going to be 319. Let's pull a fib from high to low. Wow, so value area high, $400 Aave, right with the Fibonacci golden pocket at the value area high. Pretty nice confluence. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it looks pretty strong on the chart. And I would say if we reclaim 165, you know, upon a bullish retest of this, why not shoot for POC and value area high golden pocket confluences? If this is not going to be playing by the rest of the crypto market rules, I'd say this looks pretty dang healthy. Consolidation, breakout, retest, bullish divergences, and money flow getting thicker, right? Of course, this is not financial advice, but Bitcoin is getting a little bit of a pump right now. So let's zoom into the Bitcoin pump here, all right? Shout out to Sering Yeshi, who says, remember you were talking about the Chinese pattern? Does it have a projected target, like a bull flag has a projected target? Not that I know, but you're going to have to ask CryptoFace about that one, because he is the creator of, I think it's like the Ching, Chang, Chong pattern, which is basically the four, the Ching, Chang, Chong, and then that fourth one just dumps you like crazy. Wherever it takes, I don't know. All right, this is a CryptoFace pattern. All right, do we have 1,000 likes? We're close, but we don't have 1,000 likes. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Let's see what's happening locally here on the Bitcoin chart. We'll go to the 5-minute time frame, and let's remove all these drawings. All right, so we're just pretty much trading within the range. Let's do some local analysis on Bitcoin. We'll take a look at order flow, and we'll do some local Bitcoin analysis here. I'm going to go to our 5-minute time frame. And let's look at this as a range. Is the Ching Chang Chong pattern racist? Says Kied Cod. Let's see. All right, so look, we've got ourselves a range from this low. I'd say this is our local range right here. We are holding value area low right now, trying to reclaim POC. Let's go ahead and pull a fib from the low to the high. And so below us, I'd say we do have some local support of this range right around here. If the low is in, we should be looking for a long from around this box. Also, we do have some local resistance coming in right around here. Few places we could look for it. Basically, this high, I would say, is going to be our local resistance. Coming up into this box right here, where we should look for a reversal. Right, so if we were looking for scalp or day trades, these would be the two areas that I would personally be interested in. Of course, we always need to be interested in taking out that first low, right? Whenever you form a range, a new range, the things you need to be aware of are numero uno. Hang on, what the heck is wrong with my magnet here? Let's see. There we go. Wait, hang on. The two things we need to be aware of is, number one, that first low, number two, that first high. And then we need to be aware of Fibonacci retracements, right? So basically, because we still have the 786 below us, right? We're going to go ahead and pull the fib from the low that we put right here to the high, right? We're going to go ahead and turn off our golden pocket. And we're just going to take a look at the fact that we have that 786 still below us. We could simply just take the liquidity from that Friday low and bounce from the 786 and then reverse to the upside, right? That would be the first local trade I'd be interested in if we are going to bottom out around here, is something like this. And of course, for that trade to play out, we would want to see the bullish divergences here, something like this, right? The momentum getting higher as the price is getting lower. The second area we could look for along is just simply coming back to the golden pocket retest. In fact, especially on weekends, there is a really good chance that we do bounce from this area, right? We get a bounce from this area. Now, we also need to be aware of basically a short squeeze. Everybody who's short from these highs, stop them out, stop hunt. And if we do the stop hunt with bearish divergences, which so far, it looks like the money flow is getting lower here, right? So if we come up again with another bearish wave that's continuing this bearishness, well, that is where we could look for a short trade to reverse the price back down, right? So when we're looking for trades in local consolidations, this is how we want to kind of look at it. We want to look at shorts from the highermost extremities of the local range, longs from the lowermost extremities of the local range, and also those Fibonacci levels, right? So the next long trade I would be interested in right now is coming down to here and getting a bounce, target being around 55K. And then a short trade for me also would be coming up to around 55K. And then if we do come up to 55K, we would re-pull this fib. And basically we would be looking for a bounce from around here, which would start as a scalp trade, right? And the scalp trade target would basically be something like this, right? Where we look to that high volume node for our take profit. So we would have ourselves something like this. We look for that bounce. When we see that bounce, we put the stop under that low. Our target is going to be that high volume node, right? And then of course, if we continue, our next target would be around 55K, right? Now, if we do get a bounce from either the golden pocket or take out this low with some significant bullish divergences, I still have to think to myself, there is a real good chance that we could see a significant retracement this week, right? To take out the liquidity that we have along our way up to $61,000. So any long trade I get into, in the back of my mind, I'm going to be thinking to myself, there's a real good chance that this long trade I'm getting in is going to be able to take us up to this next major resistance at around $61,000, right? So as I'm looking for long trades, this is literally what I mean. When people say, oh, I'm looking for a long trade. What does that mean? It means I'm looking for a setup around here, understanding that the setup I take has the potential to give me, in this case, a 32-to-1 risk-reward trade setup, give or take, right? Depending on where, how big that wick is. This has the potential to give me a really nice potential long setup right here, if we're using good risk management, right? So those are the two longs I'd be looking for right now for bullish confirmations to form on the chart. Those would be the levels I'd be looking for. And then of course, short trade locally, 55K is going to be very important. If we're going to start out bearish tomorrow, or even when Asia opens, 55K could be that level where we trap a lot of longs, we wreck a lot of shorts, and then we get that opportunity to look for our long, right? If we keep on pumping here, we very well may have an opportunity to reject from 55K, wreck the shorts, trap the longs, and then come down to either 53.3 or the 786 for our next major long opportunity, right? Hope this makes sense. A nice squeeze up to 56 would be fire. Yeah, that would also be fire. Who's doing London Open tomorrow? Well, if Boyan's out of commission, then nobody. All right. If Boyan's out of commission, then nobody. London, we underestimate London. Okay, it could be London too. It could be London too. I'm sorry. Look, I'm an Amerocentric trader here. For me, it's just America and China are the only two countries in the world. All right. London, no offense. I'm just playing with y'all, man. I love my London people. I lost my monocle though. I lost my monocle. I used to have a monocle. I put in my eye to make me seem a little bit more like I'm from the UK. What happened to Boyan? He probably is not available to stream. He might not have access to a computer or even internet tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. I've got to talk to him. All right, so let's take a look quick at the CME chart as well. All right, let's take a look quick at the CME chart as well. We're going to remove all this. All right. Now, first of all, the CME chart did, in fact, bounce from that 786, if I'm not mistaken, right? No, front run as well. Man, that was some fake news I'd listened to. Someone told me the CME chart did, in fact, bounce from the 786, but it looks like not so. Do we have any gaps? 53,690 is where we closed. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Like, let's say 53K is where that CME closed. Okay, so we could have a CME to the downside, we will have a CME gap to the downside if Bitcoin keeps pumping, all right? we're going to have a CME gap to the downside, all right, which could take us right to our box, guys. All right, the CME chart, this is not a live chart. This will start trading again in a few hours. I think about 7 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours. And so this chart, if Bitcoin keeps pumping, is going to open up now at, you know, 54 or whatever Bitcoin's trading at, right? So the candle closes around here, opens around here, at least behind a gap. A lot of times those gaps fill. So if we open here, we might fill that gap and then put in a higher low and continue to pump. So that is definitely something to keep our eyes on as we are watching this play out. And there is an indicator you can use called Bitcoin CME. CME Gap Bitcoin. CME Gap Bitcoin by On-Che, or On-Che, or On-K, or An-K, or Ain-K, or Ain-Che, or Ain-Chi, 1991. Put that on the chart. All right. Let's see here. Let's zoom out. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Well, where's our gap? Hang on one second. Hang on, I got to get it on the chart here. All right. Well, forget it. It doesn't work. But this it doesn't work for me. Oh, here we go. Okay. This is showing you where that gap will be. All right. So when the market opens, wherever this red line is, that's where the CME gap will be. All right. So it looks like from this perspective, it's not in our box. What the heck, man? Huh. That's giving us the close at 53.7. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. The body closes at 53.7, but the wick comes down to around 53. Wait a second. Hang on, guys. I'm a total idiot. Don't listen to a word that I'm saying right now, all right? I'm confused. I'm literally confused. So don't listen to a word that I'm saying, all right? Whenever this opens, if we have a CME gap, that's a level we need to be aware of, okay? If we have a CME gap, that's a level to be aware of, all right? That's all I can say. All right, that's all I can say. Here we go. All right, let's take a look at order flow quick. See what's happening very in real time here on the chart. Okay, so we actually, interestingly enough, this is quite interesting. We had a little bit of bearish CVD here, which gave us a move to the downside. Then we actually started to get a little bullish CVD. And right now, we got a few longs coming in. Nothing too crazy. It's nothing too crazy. Honestly, nothing crazy going on right now. Let's see what happens as we're coming up toward value area high of range at 54.6. Then we look for our 55K zone. Let's pop on back to our actual Bitcoin trade. My wife has a huge gap between her teeth. Should I be worried? No, man. No. Have you missed the pump song? We didn't do the pump song today, Nathan Buckley. Shout out to Alex K. God bless you, man. Shout out to Abdul from Pakistan. God bless you, man. Shout out to Jocks. How can I impact the price without a monocle? I don't know. All right. All right, we got some spammers, I guess, but the mods took care of it. Shout out to the mods. Bitcoin's been front running us sideways. London is a city. Is London a city? Okay, I didn't know that. Shout out to Dirty D 2015 who says, eat well and stay active. Ain't that the truth? Eat well and stay active, and make sure to subscribe to the Jason Casper YouTube channel.
Make sure to like and subscribe to Jason Casper. He's the best YouTube trader in the world. He's getting huge. Shout out to the Casper crew.
Shout out to Martin. You need buoyant every morning. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to buoyant. All right. I'm gonna reach out to buoyant. A lot of liquidity at 55. Obviously, to take before going down. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. That's why we're looking for that first squeeze up to around that area. right, to around that area. Shout out to Luca. Do I think Bitcoin will reach a new all-time high this bull run? Well, Luca, go back and watch the stream because I talk about exactly my macro analysis up until around the 2025 zone. All right? America and China. Yep. Shout out to Lava CG from India. God bless you. Shout out to Racing from Amsterdam. Why am I always on running machine? Facts finders? Because I like to be healthy, active, fit, energetic. I like to have good sleep. I like to have a lean physique. I like to have more mental sharpness. I like to be in a good mood. I like to sweat out the toxins on my body. It's a very unnatural thing to like be at a computer for hours and hours a day, looking at a screen, being sedentary. It's not the way humans were created to be. And so it's the ultimate life hack, my man. It's the ultimate life hack. All right? Plus, honestly, it makes my life better in so many ways. I just can't even explain. Fitness in general, guys. If you want to up your life, period, fitness is the way to go because look, it will teach you discipline in all other aspects of life. If you get into the habit of doing hard, painful things that you don't want to really do every single day, it will transfer into every other aspect of your life. Your spiritual life, your family life, your relationships. Plus, being physically fit gives you a mental game. It ups your mental game, all right? On days that I don't work out or weeks that I'm like stuck in a car doing traveling or whatever, I'm so tired, I'm so sluggish, my brain is foggy. Everything's worse, all right? All right, how did I catch the exact bottom of this trade? I didn't catch the exact bottom of this trade. I did not. I longed the exact bottom of 49.7. I longed this low down here at the exact bottom, which was a setup I gave in my VIP Discord. I told everybody I'm longing this. The reason why it looks like I longed the exact bottom here is because when we came down to this zone, I added $50,000 to my trade because I understand that this is key support. And if we're going to get a move to the upside, it's most likely going to happen from here. All right, so I've now added to my position. All right, I've added to my position. I have a loose stop loss on it right now. But this is not my real stop loss. It's just, this is an emergency stop loss in case Bitcoin dumps and I'm not at my phone or computer. I have many alerts set and we'll be monitoring if we come back down to around 52K. This stop loss that you see on the screen is not the actual plan for me to get out, because if I do, I will literally lose half the profit that I made on the trade, which is about $8,000. I'm not looking to lose $4,000 of my $8,000 on this trade, but I don't want to have a tight stop loss below this low because I understand once the market's open again, we very well may just go for this liquidity down here, right? So this is why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. All right. But yeah, I didn't long this bottom. I did long this bottom. I told everyone in the Casper crew I was long in that bottom. And same with this top, all right? This short, I gave this setup in my Discord from 65K, this level right here, Fibonacci golden pocket, right? The level we're bouncing from right now, it is a technical level, right? What are we bouncing from right now? We are bouncing from none other than the highest volume node of that wick that we made when we wicked down to 49.7, right? We take a look at a volume profile chart and we can see that this level that we're bouncing from right now was the highest volume node of the entire day of August 4th. I guess it was August 5th, but my ExoChart has the wrong time zone. This highest volume node at 52.825 is where we bounced from on Friday. That's why we're bouncing from this area. And actually, if you look at the wick, it actually has a nice little spike in volume right here as well. So that's actually kind of a nice looking bottom. Let's take a look at a TPO chart and analyze that low. Ooh. We do have a slight buying tail there, but nothing too crazy. It would not surprise me if we do try and revisit that low. It just made it as a buying tail, right? We just have those 3 rows of single prints. I would have liked to see a little bit more buying there. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if we revisit that low right now. We don't really have any single prints to the upside here. I'm very curious to see how this plays out as the weekly candle closes, as the new week starts trading. It's going to be very interesting, guys. It's going to be very interesting. Unemployment might have marked the lows. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, right? How much is the Discord? It is $65 a month, but it is the best Discord in the world, all right? We've got 3 instructors. We have an entire beginner course. We got multiple VIP streams a day where people are not giving their signals, but are sharing you what they're doing, but they're not signals because we're not financial advisors. Plus, you can go in there 24/7. There's always people trading, and we separate the good. Well, not, I shouldn't say good, but we separate people who have been there for a long time, who have been vetted by the team. We know they're good traders. They have separate channels to post TA in and all that kind of good stuff. All right, shout out to Elma, who says, let's effing go. I'm jacked up to the teats. All right, Dread Mining. My limit order was 52,600. Shout out to Dread Mining. Yeah. So, JasonCasperTrading.com to join the best community in the world. Also, the 2 exchanges I'm currently trading on right now are BLOFIN, MEXC, and BingX. I guess those are 3. But BLOFIN right now is offering a lot of nice cashback stuff. I just don't happen to be in a trade right now on BLOFIN. But BLOFIN is going to be giving you 10% cash back for everything you deposit, plus $2,000 future bonus, plus a good chance to win a whole bunch of prizes depending on your trading volume. MEXC, the reason I love MEXC is because the fees are so low, like 0.1% market order fee. You can literally scalp the 1-minute time frame, market order in, market order out, and be profitable, right? You could literally do that and be profitable. And I know people say that's crazy, but it's not. I have a very cheap scalping course where I show you how I made 30 grand in a month. Basically just trading literally so 24 grand, 25 grand, I should say. About 25 grand in a month, trading only the 5-second time frame, right? You can do it on MEXC because the fees are so low, right? It's a very high intense trading strategy, the 5-second scalping strategy, all right? It's got a little mini course here on it. But I also have free YouTube videos on it as well. So search my channel. I got a lot of free stuff on my channel, guys, including this stream itself. I mean, this stream itself contains a lot of free content, including the next trades I'm looking for, my macro, my micro, all that kind of stuff, right? So make sure to subscribe. Doesn't ByBit have better fees? Heck no, man. How are big butts in the family? They're all good. They're all good, Crypto Pump It. Praise God. Praise God. You know, the Lord has had so much mercy and favor on my family, and I pray every single day that He protects us physically and spiritually, and He's been so faithful. Praise God. He has been so faithful. Shout out to SoulSeeker222. He says, I used ZOOMEX and withdrew my money to Coinbase, but paid 30% fees. 30% fees? That's insane. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I don't think I've ever paid 30% fees. All right. You scalp the 1-minute chart nonstop in MEXC and replace your job income. Shout out to Sunshine Girl. Yeah, MEXC, that's the way to go. Like, honestly, those fees are so dang low. It's great. It's great. All right. It's a 5-second time frame. All right, guys. I have to take a pee, all right? I'll be right back. Give me 1 second, man. I drank like half a gallon of water before this stream, right? And I sweat a lot of it out, but, you know, the bladder's got to be emptied. Otherwise, we cannot continue. All right, so we got some questions in here that I'm gonna answer. Take us to the P tree. Man, we don't really have a P tree around here. Us Casper men, we just let it leak wherever it happens to be. And you know what's funny? You know, my son, I taught him how to pee outside. I forgot to tell him it's not normal to do that in any grass. All right, so the other day, we were in a public-ish place, and he just took a pee, man. And you know, he just turned 3, so the way 3-year-olds take a pee is they don't just pull the fib out. They pull their shorts all the way to the ankles, and everything's out, right? So it's funny. I got to teach him, you know, hey son, man, you know, you can only do that on the farm, all right? You can't do that in the parking lot of some other kind of place out there, right? All right, so let's see. Why does my body move? I don't know. I just can't help moving the body. It just keeps moving. It is a little awkward, guys. I saw a question I wanted to... Oh, okay. Bitcoin is in the Gaussian channel. Yeah, so Crypto Crew University. Go check out his video he just posted about the Gaussian channel. It is pretty bearish, but I think it also lines up pretty nicely with my own analysis on the fact that I think we could see us take a dump to 40 to 43K, get a big bounce, put in a double top just like last time. You know? Where do you get the time to trade and get fit with kids in the house? I mean, the kids follow us everything we do, right? If I'm in the chicken coop, my kids are with me. But look, my wife, shout out to Big Buzz 28. She does so much for the kids, all right? She homeschools the kids. She makes all their food. You know, she takes care of them. Am I on a carnivore diet? Heck no. Drain the Swamp 53. I'm not on a carnivore diet. All right. I eat lots of carbohydrates. Sometimes 700-800 grams a day. Sometimes, not all the time. But I eat lots of carbohydrates. White potatoes that I grow myself. Lots of fruit. Vegetables. Pseudo grains like quinoa. Buckwheat. And even white rice. Beans. I love carbs. I don't know how people don't eat carbs. You carnivores out there, you know, God bless you. I don't know how you guys don't eat carbs. And I personally, I feel like carnivore diet is as unsustainable as a vegan diet in the sense that I'm trying to grow my own food, right? I'm trying to produce my own food and live as much as I can off my own land. If I was only eating meat, do you know how unsustainable it is to only eat meat and eggs and cheese if you're growing it all yourself? It's very, very difficult. Extremely difficult to do that. Yeah, I need carbs, man. Same with being a vegan. If you're trying to be a vegan and live off your own land without any animal products, you know how hard it is to get all the nutrients you need? It's very, very difficult. It's very hard. You know? Do I eat carp? I don't think I've ever eaten a carp. I don't know. Are carp kosher? Do they have fins and scales? I don't know. Am I afraid that my kids will grow up antisocial? No, they have lots of socialization opportunities. We're involved in many different social activities. But at least I know they're not going to grow up to be communist idiot slaves like everyone in public school. Or at least I know I did my dangest to make sure they wouldn't be, right? They can make their own decision. If they want Big Daddy government to give them everything and all this kind of nonsense, and if they embrace like a humanist worldview and all this, at least I did my best, right? But as far as socialization, no, I'm not concerned about that. They have plenty of socialization. All right? Carbs are fine, refined sugar is bad. This is my view, all right? My view is if it's a natural food that you know, you can tell what it is by looking at it, and you could identify that, oh yeah, this is a dead animal, or oh yeah, this is a vegetable or a fruit, or it came from a plant, then it's probably good for you. And if it comes in a package, then it's probably bad for you, all right? For the most part. For the most part. Do I kill my own animals? Yes. Yes, I do. The last hour did absorb most of the weekend. The vegan garbage started as a trend. Yeah, I feel like here's the thing. I'm not a dang doctor. All right. Obviously, Pikachu hat, plunger on the face, not a financial advisor. But I feel like any fad diet, it's just that. It's a fad diet. I also think the reason why most fad diets work for most people is because most people eat like crap and they feel like crap. And like most vegans and most carnivores I know were very sick when they started their diet. And then they started their diet, which eliminated all the processed crap they were eating, right? Like every single carnivore I know was like addicted to donuts and like Dunkin' Donut sugar coffee. And they're like, why do I feel so bad? Oh, it must be the carbs. So they go carnivore and they are eating no carbs and no processed food. So of course they feel great, right? Same with vegans, right? Your average vegan, fat, sick, unhealthy. You always see the vegan transformation and the carnivore transformation videos. Before picture, they have like a beer in their hand and they're fat. Right? And then they cut out all the processed food and they feel good again, right? Because again, if it's natural and it contains nutrients and you feel good eating it, that's how you can tell if the food's good for you or not, right? I honestly think like, and of course, this is not financial or nutritional advice, but it's so weird to me that vegans are always like lefties and carnivores are always righties politically. To me, that's very suspicious. It seems to me like there's like, even like, you know, the whole divide and conquer strategy that the Hegelian dialectic, they even want to divide people over their food. And it's very interesting that a lot of social conservatives are very carnivore-ish. And then, you know, you got your more liberal-minded, socialist-minded people are vegan. It's very strange to me, you know? A steak a day keeps the doctor away. Yeah, I do. I love me a steak, you know? I love me a dang steak. Am I natural? What do you guys think? I always ask this question. Am I natural? Well, it's a Sunday. It's a chill Sunday stream. Let's take a poll. Is J. Casper natural? We'll take a little poll. All right, so Memory Man, more healthy at 8-year vegan than at 45 than he was at 25. Shout out to Memory Man, a healthy vegan. All right, I love healthy vegans. I love healthy people in general. If you're eating a certain way and you are healthy, then keep on doing it. All right, if you're eating a certain way and you're unhealthy, maybe you should look into that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should look into it a little bit. Are the delts popping? Do these delts look natural? What do you guys think about the deltoids? Natural or enhanced? Look, guys, honestly, do you know how to get delts like this? Just, you have to eat raw testicles, get suntan on your ball sack, and follow the 9 ancestral tenets. All right, 100% carnivore. That's the way to be. All right, we got a healthy vegan of 10-year plus. Nice. TRT is natural. That's true, testosterone is supernatural, right? What's my age? Just turned 97. That's my, actually my grandpa just turned 97. Shout out to him. Shout out to my grandpa. All right, most people say, yeah, I'm natural. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. There's research that vegans have shorter lifespan. Come on, man. There's research for everything, you know? Like, that's the problem with diet. There's research for everything. And let's be honest, most humans for most of history that we have recorded were omnivores. And lifespans have drastically changed throughout recorded history. You know? I just turned 34 on August 8th. I turned 34. LOL. Hodl Crypto says when people ID me, I tell them I'm old enough to be their father. That's so funny. Trans non-binary carbon vegan here. I eat meat, bro. That's so funny. Shout out to Bernie. I love Bernie, man. Byrony or Bernie, I don't know. All right, what's Bitcoin doing, man? Are we pumping or dumping? Are we pumping or dumping? Are we dumping or pumping? Are we pumping or dumping? Past few minutes we've been pumping. All right. Let's see. It's a blessing to live past 45. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? And even if we do, life is so dang short anyway. All right, shout out to Flop and Grober. He says, "Dude, the one day is cooking, baby." You thinking we pump, Flop and Grober? You thinking we pump? I think we could get a pump this week. I think this week we could see 61. I think we could see up to 61 this week. All right, so 72% of people think Jason Casper's natural. Nice, nice. So these deltoids are natural. Yeah, I'd say that looks pretty dang natural. I don't see anything unnatural about this, you know? All right, Flop and Groper's bullish, baby. All right, Bernie. It is Bernie. Nice. Shout out to Bernie. Shout out to Flop and Groper. If you guys are not subscribed to Flop and Groper, go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Because, well, trust me, you won't regret it, guys. Flop and Groper is one of the few YouTube channels that I get excited to see new content. All right, he has 3,400 subscribers. All right, let's pump his subs. All right, look at this guy. Look at this guy. All right. See, he's another one that combines fitness, trading, mindset into one, right? There's so much overlap between staying fit, staying active, staying disciplined. It carries over into every other aspect of your life. All right, this dude takes trades, massive trades, $1 million positions, making $11,000 in 20 minutes, scalping Bitcoin. All right? Go check him out. You're going to enjoy the content. All right? You're going to enjoy the content, I promise. All right, shout out to my man who only eats bear and bull meat. That's what's up. All right? That's what's up. Can we look at order flow? Yeah, we'll take a look at order flow. There's nothing wrong with taking the juice. I think there's a few things wrong with taking the juice. Honestly, if we're going to talk about legitimately taking steroids, I think the only time and place to take a steroid would be if you actually have low testosterone and you've done everything you can do to get it up naturally, all right? Here are some things that increase your testosterone. Sleeping right, lifting weights, eating whole foods. All right, most people don't do those three things. And then they have low testosterone. Also, remove all the crap from your life. If you're a guy, I know I'm going to start sounding like Liver King. He was juiced to the gills, but he said a lot of true things, right? I don't use soap with fragrance in it. I don't use shampoo. I don't use deodorant. This crap you put on your skin, guys, it lowers your testosterone. Everything that's fragrance, that's all going to lower your testosterone. You drink out of plastic bottles, that's going to lower your testosterone. Drink from glass. Drink filtered, clean water. Don't drink tap water. Don't drink bottled water. If you live in a city and you're on city water, there are really good filters you can get that go under your sink. When I lived in the city, I forget what it was called. Nowadays, I drink water from a well that I have tested. I know exactly what's in my water. All right. We test it for a whole bunch of different things, pharmaceuticals, other things, glyphosate, all this kind of stuff, right? Drink clean water, eat clean food, be active, sleep well. And if you're doing all those things and you still have low testosterone, then maybe consider hormone replacement therapy. But you also have to think to yourself, as soon as you get on hormone replacement therapy, your balls are done. You will never again be able to live without hormone replacement therapy, which means if we ever live in a situation where you don't have access to pharmaceutical grade hormones, what are you going to do, right? That's why it's so important to do it naturally, because here's the thing. Let's say you're taking TRT, now you're dependent on it. If you get off TRT, you feel like crap. The very thing that makes you have drive in life is going to be gone. And what a horrible situation to have no drive in a fecal matter hitting the revolving apparatus situation, right? So it should be a last resort for medical reasons only, all right? Because the truth is, a lot of people just take it because they want to get jacked, but being jacked is so stupid anyway. If that's such a big goal in your life that you need to like ruin your natural body chemistry to do it, you got to rethink your whole life, man, honestly. All right, people can get jacked just by eating healthy, working hard, and enjoying the dang process. All right, there's no real shortcuts in life to anything, and if you think you're getting a shortcut, you're going to pay for it later. All right, anything in life that elevates you too fast or progresses you too fast, you're going to have to pay for that later. Right? All right, order flow. We're above the VWAP. We saw some longs open up here, but also shorts getting wrecked, so there's nothing really too much happening. We don't see bearish CVD divergence here, which is nice. We're not really seeing bearish CVD divergences here, which is nice. I'd say our next target is going to be 54,620, and then I think we can take out 55K. If we take out 55K, I'm going to be looking for a bit of a reversal here. We will have some really nice bear divs on the lower medium market Cipher B. So for me, I'm still looking at 55K for potential short, potential long at around 53.3, and then of course potential long at 52,475-ish. Those are the three places I'd be interested in a trade right now. You know? All right, Donnie D says, I'm on TRT. You can't fool me. All right, okay. Flop and Grover will stay natty. I mean, honestly, guys, like, if you guys know me at all, right? I literally am trying to be, like, self-sufficient off my own land. Why in the heck would I want to take testosterone that would literally shut off my balls? Where if I ever came to a point where I actually had to live off the land, I wouldn't have any drive. I'd be depressed, I'd be tired, I'd be anxious. I wouldn't be able to make babies to help me. Like, who the heck, like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. All right. All right, booger weed. All right, that's funny. Is a vegetarian and feels great. All whole foods, right? Studies show bearish people have low T. I better get myself checked then, Doge Toshi, because I've been feeling kind of bearish lately. You know. When did Jason transition? Back in college is when I transitioned. I transitioned and then I detransitioned, right? So I was a trans non-carbon binary emission gender studies kind of guy. The LGBT P question mark. The P question mark stands for the hair. Is it pink or purple question mark? No one really knows, right? Pink or purple? So I identified as the P question mark. When people asked, what's your gender? P question mark. Pink or purple, no one knows. This was back in college. And then after college, like I already said, I already told you the story, right? I had my degree, $500,000 in debt, couldn't get a job. For some reason, people wouldn't hire a trans non-carbon binary and gender studies expert, even though I went to college. Crazy, right? And I didn't know anything. I had no skills in life, but I did know a lot about intersectionality. And intersectionality, if you guys don't know, is what you look for to get into a good trade, right? Like, for example, what do we see right here? This box. Why am I looking for a box here? Well, we have the golden pocket, right? We have the 786. We have, if we go to like a higher term time frame here, we've got ourselves like a this 1 hour order block, right? And as you can see, everything is intersecting into one place, right? Intersectionality. So I took what I learned and I used it to become an entrepreneur. And then eventually I had to transition back from non-carbonated binary image to what I currently am now. All right. Because when you're doing things that are productive in life, you just don't have time to maintain a look like this, right? Like when you're being productive in life, producing things, you know, growing a family, helping out communities, you just don't have time to maintain this look. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of work, you know? I mean, I used to say like 7 to 8 hours a day just to get ready for work, which I didn't have because I didn't have a job. You know? Let's talk about the absolute bottom prediction. You're talking like the bear market. I mean, let's not talk about that right now, okay? For me, the local bottom that I'm looking for, speaking of intersectionality, is going to be the $40,000 to $43,000 level. I mean, there's so many things that point to this level right now. Value area high of the last 4 years, high volume node of January, yearly open, Fibonacci golden pocket, 2 trend lines. This is the real low that I think, if we're going to make another lower low and take out 49K, I'd say it's very probable we come down to the low 40s. That's just the next area of support that we have on the chart, you know? Shout out to CFX Trades. It says, Jason, just so you know what kind of mushroom you are, you're a fun guy. I appreciate that, man. All right, shout out to Aaron G. Yeah, if you have average T levels, then F taking test, fudge taking test. Yeah, don't take test, guys. All right, RFK's on TRT. I mean, look, if you're in your 60s, if you're in your 70s, that's a different story, all right? If you're in your 30s, man, that's another, you know, 30 to like potentially 60 years that you will then be dependent on that exogenous substance. And then you have to hope that you're going to have the money for it for the rest of your life, and you're going to have the availability for the rest of your life, guys. I hate to say it, but I don't think we're going to have as much stuff available to us in the future that we do right now. All right. 44K is the new 100K, says Doge Toshi. Well, I hope you're right, Doge Toshi. I hope you're right, man. Okay. Why am I so bearish? Oh, man. Well, since we're talking about being bearish, and since I already told everyone why, I guess we have a whole bunch of different viewers in here now because probably the original viewers dipped out. But first of all, there is hope for a bounce. And the hope that the bounce is coming is literally from this box. So we hold this, guys. There's a chance we could see 61K. If we reclaim 61K, there's a chance we could say 67K, which is back to the top of our trend line here. All right, there's actually a legit chance that we could hold this box and come up to here. Okay? So, but, all right? But, all right? It depends on what happens on this box. If we can't hold this box, then I assume we have to take this low because we have a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, right into the Fibonacci golden pocket. Rejection. And so that to me says lower low is most probable. And then there's literally no support here besides a few secret Casper crew levels. There's literally no support in this zone until we come back down to the low 40s, right? So the weekly time frame is bearish. We've seen very bearish things happening here in the past few weeks. First of all, we saw uneven butt cheek pattern on market Cipher B on the daily time frame. BitBoy butt cheeks. If you don't know what BitBoy butt cheeks are, they're very bullish. All right, we have that right here on the chart. You would think this would bring us to an all-time high, brought us to a lower high. Then we had another drive of bullish divergence on the chart right here. You would think triple drive of bull div on the daily in a bull market would give us a new high. Nope, lower high. All right. This entire way down, all last week, we had bullish divergences on the 4-hour time frame. You would think we would get something. Nope. All right. Things are not looking very bullish on the chart. 2-month bearish divergence printing, shooting star candle, the month. Monthly bearish divergence confirmed. Momentum waves flirting with danger zone. Dipping below the 60 level on market Cipher B, which historically speaking of flop and groper in the chat, is the sign that the top is in. All right, we haven't done that yet. But all things are on the high time frames are showing us lower is probable, right? We come to the 3-day money flow crossing into the purple. Momentum getting lower over time, right? We come to the 4-hour money flow getting lower, right? Locally here. So all these things make me think if this box does not hold, we will see the low 40s, right? This is the make it or break it in the sand right now. All right, the make it or break it in the sand. So we will see how this plays out. All right. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. He says join the VIP to get the juicy secret levels. What about Ethereum? Ethereum's going to do whatever Bitcoin does. All right. Ethereum will do whatever Bitcoin does. We'll hit 44K mid-September. Do I eat a set amount of protein per meal? No, not really CFX trades. But look, in general, if I were to calculate all my proteins, I'm always getting more than a gram per pound of body weight every single day, right? I eat a lot of bone broth. I eat a lot of dairy products. I eat a lot of eggs. Right? Tons. I mean, I get like 20 eggs a day from my chickens, right? So, yeah, I don't set out a goal. It just naturally happens that way. In fact, I'm of the opinion, okay, that if you eat whole foods, whole natural foods, to the point of satiety, that's what your body actually needs. All right? Now, this only applies to active people who actually know what hunger is, right? Like, you gotta know what hunger is. Like, people who eat because it's breakfast time, because it's dinner time, and like, they eat cereal because that's what you eat for breakfast. Like, they don't even know what hunger is. They don't know when their body has had enough fuel. But if you eat whole foods to satiety, where you're no longer hungry, and you feel satisfied, you will naturally, in my opinion, just naturally have the right macros. Right? Your body just kind of knows. Sometimes I just know I need to eat some eggs, some yolks, like some fat, like, you know what I'm saying? I need to eat like an avocado. Sometimes I know I need to eat like a whole bunch of fruit. You just kind of know what your body needs. But what was I going to say? You also don't have to eat the same time every day. Like on Friday night, I had a massive dinner because I was hanging out with friends. We were barbecuing a whole bunch of steaks and meat and all this stuff. I had a massive meal. Yesterday, I had one tiny meal and that's it. Because I wasn't hungry. That's all I needed, right? Today, I woke up early. I hit the gym really hard. And I haven't eaten much after that. I had a little bit of Greek yogurt with some blueberries in it. And that's it, right? Now I'm walking on the treadmill. I know what my body needs, right? Do I do intermittent fasting every day? I do intermittent fasting when I feel like it. Like, that's the thing. Like, if I'm not hungry, I don't eat. If I'm hungry, I eat. Like, that's what I try and do. That's what I try and do. Throw egg yolks and you discard the most nutritious part. Yeah, but also at the same time, you know, when your chickens produce 20 eggs a day, sometimes you don't want to eat 20 egg yolks a day. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. All right, I wouldn't want to do that. So I do eat egg whites, right? I love whole eggs, but don't get me wrong. Egg whites, just pure protein. All right. Yeah, I had the meat sweats pretty bad. All right, J-Boy Bush. I was hanging out with Rabbi Mark, and we were grilling up some some juicy steaks, man. And sometimes when you're hanging out with good friends, eating some good food, you just eat a lot. You know what I'm saying? What do I recommend to speed up gut digestion? Go for a walk after you eat, right? Go for a walk after you eat. Just stay active in general. Like, I don't know if any of you fit guys have realized this, but like if you have to be in the car all day and you're sedentary all day and you eat like normal, you don't really have a big poo the next morning. But the morning after the next morning, you have a massive poo. It's as if your metabolism kind of slowed down while you were sedentary, you know? See, look, now we're talking about poo. And we got 1,300 people while we talk about poo. Shout out to Bernie, bro. I love Bernie. Shout out to Aaron G, man. Aaron G knows. Look at this guy. Look at how jacked Aaron G is, all right? This dude knows. Dang. Aaron G is pretty yoked. Look at the rhomboids and the rear delts and the lats, the lower back, the spinal erectors. Dude's jacked, man. Dude is jacked. It takes a lot of hard work to get jacked like that. You know? Dude's massive. Egg whites are inflammatory. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard all the foods. I've heard every single food is bad for you. Everything. I've heard everything's bad for you. Meat's bad for you. Vegetables are bad for you. Egg whites are bad for you. Egg yolks are bad for you. Bread's bad for you. Water's bad for you because of all the pharmaceuticals and the glyphosate runoff, and the air's bad. Everything's bad. It's bad. Inflammation all over the place. Gluten's out there ready to just get you. All right? But look, that's why I go back to if you feel good, all right, and you have the energy that you need to do the things you want to do, that's how you know you're on the right track. All right? If you feel like crap, then do some experimentation. Figure out what you got to do. How do you stay motivated in life? You have to put God first, man. You have to put God first. All right? You have to recognize that there is something that transcends you and that you are part of a much bigger story and that you have a purpose and an eternal meaning to your existence. All right? You have to have gratitude. You have to be thankful in all situations, thanking the Lord for everything that He's blessed you with. Right? You have to walk in His ways. You have to repent and place your faith in Jesus, right? Get born again. Be filled with His Holy Spirit, all right? And then that will literally spill over into every other aspect of your life, right? You got to get your spiritual life in order. Then you got to get the physical in order, all right? Stay active. Eat a healthy diet. Get sleep, right? Everybody, I mean, you don't have to be jacked, right? You don't have to be a dang bodybuilder. I just am in love with lifting weights, right? But in general, if you're a man or a woman, you should lift weights. Exercise your body muscles 2 to 3 times a week at the most. You should try and get 10,000 steps a day at least, right? You should eat 80% whole foods, right? Single ingredient, simple foods like a meal, eggs, avocado, an apple, a banana, maybe some sprouted bread, right? Something, very simple foods, right? These things will keep you motivated. I'm telling you. Get enough sleep, right? It's a man's responsibility to be strong. Yeah, I mean, it's our responsibility to take care of our bodies, right? Because if you believe that God created our bodies, then we should be good stewards of what God has given us, right? Is this true, Clint? YouTube's about to limit fitness videos in Europe due to body shaming issues? That's crazy. That's crazy. Also, you have to love what you do. I mean, it's very easy to be motivated if you enjoy the things you do. Find things that you really like to do in life and pursue those things, because you're going to be good at the things you like, right? I love trading. I love it. I love doing YouTube. I love growing my own food. I love lifting weights. All these things that I do, I thoroughly enjoy them, right? So if you pursue the things that you like, that has 2 effects. Number 1, the work that you put in is not really going to feel like work. When you're done working, yeah, you're going to be physically tired, but you're not going to have that stress of hating what you do, right? The second thing is, because you like it, you're going to get really good at it, because it's not like you're forcing yourself to have to suffer through this thing. You enjoy the thing, right? The Bible permits tattoos, does it? I could see a case either way, honestly. I've gone back and forth on that. They want everyone fat and docile. That's what it seems, honestly. Shout out to Sunshine Girl. I lift weights, walk for an hour a day, and do 40 minutes of exercise each day. No need to have bingo wings and muffin tops if you're a girl. That's the way to do it, right? All right, shout out to Hassan. I live in a third world country and have no choice but to eat whole food. Yeah, is that a pro or a con, right? I mean, right? I guess it depends on your perspective, right? Depends on your perspective. I know a lot of people who live in third world countries, as they call them, but I feel like a lot of people in third world countries have a more human experience than a lot of people in first world countries, right? Because they live a life that's more human, and you know, a lot of this modern technology really dehumanizes us in a lot of ways, and the food dehumanizes us. And the way we work dehumanizes us, everything. It's very strange. All right. Should I move somewhere else? Or are you talking to that guy? Yeah, Reacherus, I agree with you. Not to mark your body for the dead. So I would agree with your view on that. Like, I wouldn't get a tattoo that says, like, Mom after she died or something. I would abstain from that. All right, David, UK is failing. I'm planning to move to Georgia, crypto-friendly country. Yeah, I mean, I want to get out of my current area, move somewhere else as well. But I can't forsake my family just yet. All right. All right, shout out to Sunshine Girl. Do I know Imran Khan? It sounds super familiar, RKS, but I can't say I know off the bat. Can I send you some watermelon seeds? Well, honestly, somebody sent me watermelon seeds. Somebody sent me watermelon seeds. It was this guy, all right? Shout out to Honest Seed Co. All right, this dude, he follows my YouTube channel. He said, Jay, I want to send you some seeds, all right? He sent me a whole bunch of seeds. We worked out a little deal. All right, he sent me a whole bunch of seeds. I have to say, they're great. I love them. They're non-GMO. You can buy a whole bunch of stuff, all right? So check it out. I really enjoy the seeds. They produce bountiful harvests for me. You can even buy tobacco seeds. That's interesting. This must be new. Interesting. Beans, all right? The bean varieties that he sent me, amazing. He sent me some of these crazy beans, guys. All right? They're very long. All right? They were so long. They were not stringy. They were great. So like one dang green bean is like 5, 6 regular green beans. All right. The contender bush bean, love it. Right. These two, I highly recommend the Blue Lake bush beans. All right, for a green bean, they are not stringy. All right. They just produce. They produce and produce and produce. All right, I love it. I loved them. They were great. Yeah, Honest Seed Co. Let's see what else they got here. Because I haven't gotten seeds from here in a while. They definitely did not have tobacco seeds. Here's the watermelon seeds. Let's see. They got a whole bunch of different types of watermelons. Oh, I got these things going too. These things are good. I have these growing right now. They're amazing. The Crenshaw melons, they're good, I'm telling you. If you like melons, go with the Crenshaw, baby. Yeah, get the Jubilee watermelons as well. They're massive and they're really juicy and good. My yellow watermelons, I didn't get from Honest Seed Co. I got them from a friend. But these are amazing. All right. This is the picture that I think... Yeah, CryptoFace tweeted this picture. This is one of those melons, all right? This is one of those Jubilee watermelons. This was a very big melon. All right, I'm a pretty big guy. It's a pretty big knife. It's a massive watermelon, okay? So, if you want a good watermelon, the Jubilee watermelon seeds, the 40+ pound watermelons, they are good. They are so juicy. They are so dang good. I love them. All right, Bitcoin getting a little bit of a pump, baby. So, actually, it looks like we're doing a little bit of a nothing here. Doing a little bit of a nothing here. Do I use mayo or mustard? Not usually. But if I do go to like somebody's barbecue and they have it there, I will absolutely use it. Shout out to Franco. How did I get into trading and how was it? I got into trading back in 2018 after thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. I got into trading in 2018 after the bull run because I made some money in crypto and I decided I want to learn how to do this on lower time frames. How was it? It was pretty bad. It was actually pretty horrible. I lost tens of thousands of dollars, a lot of money trading crypto until I learned risk management and all that stuff. And it took me probably 3 years to learn all that stuff, which doesn't have to take you because I did it the wrong way, right? I refused to just sit down and learn instead of just learning by doing, which is so dumb. I learned by doing, but you can't do that with trading. Nothing like big juicy melons, I know. Are watermelons all sugar? I don't know. I love watermelon. I feel great eating watermelon too. How long till 20K? I don't know. Do you think we're gonna hit 20K? Yeah, it depends on the variety of watermelon, Afini Mazda, because I also have small melons. I have a few different varieties growing. Shout out to Anthony T. Self-sufficiency is a major goal. Yeah, look, it's a goal that's always, you always gotta, it's a journey constantly, right? Because you cannot just one day wake up being self-sufficient. I'm not self-sufficient, right? It's just a goal. It's a goal that you're always working towards, right? Always in the back of your mind. You're always working toward that goal, right? And so the only way to get there is just start doing stuff, you know? Fake it till you make it, honestly. Fake being self-sufficient until one day you just realize you're self-sufficient, right? I don't know anything about growing food. I just go out there, plant gardens, pretend like I know what I'm doing. And guess what? I can look back at the last 6 years that I've been doing this, and now I have 6 years of experience. And I actually do know something about it. And I've tried different things, and I know what works better and what works worse. And, you know, just start doing it. You know? Can you make melon jerky? Yeah, my wife makes melon jerky all the time. We chop up the watermelon, we put it in the dehydrator for 24 to 30 hours, and it's hard, it's crispy, it's great, it melts in your mouth. The seeds are dry, so they have the consistency of, if you've ever eaten sprouted pumpkin seeds, the green pumpkin seeds that they sprout and then they dry, it has that consistency. They're very brittle seeds, so they actually add texture to the watermelon. It's really good. Do I take entries on candle closes? Typically no. All right, sometimes, but typically no. I'm typically looking for two things to take an entry: a level and a confirmation. Level and confirmation. All right. Did Jesus have tattoos? No, he did not. Spiritual War 777. At least it doesn't say, but I don't think he did. Some people say in Revelation 19, when he comes back and it says Word of God on his thigh, that's tattoo. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. Yeah, watermelon jerky, all right? It's just dehydrated watermelon instead of dehydrated beef. Have I tried bokashi-style ferments for my plants? I've never heard of bokashi-style ferments, but my wife makes sauerkraut and she makes pickles. And she uses like she separates the curds and the whey, or she uses like Celtic sea salt to do it. And she makes like with the cabbage, she'll do it, and with other vegetables, she'll do it, and with the cucumber, she'll do it. Weth and Bricks equals same team, says Jay Cooney. Jay Cooney, I agree with you, man. I know it's a controversial topic, but I totally agree with you, man. I think it's just another Hegelian dialectic. You know, synthesis created through thesis and antithesis, right? You've got the Bricks and you've got the Weth. They want you to pick a side, and eventually they'll bring us to some kind of happy middle where they really want us. But there's no way for me to really prove that, so it's just a gut feeling, okay? Freeze dryer all the way. Have I ever drank kombucha? Yeah, I'm not really a fan of it, alright? I don't like drinking drinks that aren't water or coffee. All right, shout out to David who says, and I agree with you. Definitely a few catalysts coming up in the next 2-3 months will trigger the move, in my opinion. Biggest being the obvious U.S. elections. We also have a major BRICS summit in 2024, October. Yeah, I feel that this fall is going to be very volatile, and I think that's going to give us the big event that's going to give us give us the move to the downside. Is social drinking sin? That's a little bit of a deep topic, but I would say this. No, it's not a sin, all right? It's not a sin. It's not a sin to drink alcohol. Especially if you're celebrating with friends, all right? I think it could be a sin to get drunk. All right? To the point where you no longer have your faculties, right? You can't make good decisions. I think a lot of these things are dependent upon the context as well. All right? But no, clearly, if we're going to just, at least from a biblical worldview, drinking is not a sin, okay? Jesus turned water into wine after everyone was well drunk, all right? And it says in a number of places in the wisdom literature that wine is, God gave us wine to make our hearts glad, okay? But also, the Bible condemns being a drunkard, all right? Are you getting drunk every day for no reason? Condemns that. Drunkenness in general is looked down upon. So look, I think it takes a lot of personal wisdom to determine how you want to handle alcohol in your own personal life. All right. For me, the way I personally handle alcohol is I will drink alcohol on special occasions, and I don't even like the feeling of being drunk. So I don't even really get drunk. Most I might get a little happy, a little lighthearted. You know, if it's a special occasion, a wedding, an anniversary, something like that, a holiday, you know, get a little loose. But even I don't even like to do that, because here's the thing. You got to pay for it the next day no matter what, man. Is drinking alcohol being a good steward of our bodies? Well, I think it depends on the context, right? I really do. I don't think the occasional drink of alcohol is being a bad steward of your body. You know, everything that we put into our bodies has a beneficial and harmful potential outcomes, right? Shout out to Robert Ortiz, my man. Oh my goodness. All right, Aaron G abstains from alcohol. I do like the odd alcohol-free Guinness. Yeah, you know, I really enjoy beer as well, Aaron G, and I do enjoy also like a good old-fashioned O'Doul's non-alcoholic beer from here and there. All right. Sorry, spiritual warfare. You're right. It says King of Kings and Lord of Lords. His name is called the Word of God, but on his thigh is written King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Thank you for correcting me there, Spiritual Warfare 777. I appreciate that. The fitness gurus don't drink alcohol. Yeah, I mean, look, like alcohol. There's always going to be a. Yeah, I just don't like the way I feel after drinking alcohol. Honestly, drinking alcohol makes HODL crypto feel like I'm gonna die. Yeah, I feel you. Like, honestly, like, if I go out, let's say I'm at, like, a wedding and I have, like, 2 or 3 drinks throughout the entirety of the night, to the point where I don't even feel intoxicated, right? But I'm just drinking alcohol. The next day, I still feel like not on my game, right? So I just don't really like it. I do like the taste of it, though. Like, I do enjoy the taste of beer, the taste of wine, even the taste of whiskey. But if I do consume those things, usually for me, it's a little bit of I taste it. I just taste it. I just like the taste. Like a really nice, juicy steak with a glass of dry red wine. Just an amazing combination. Just so amazing. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Shout out to Nicola. Guinness during the winter. Yeah, honestly, I do have a thing for fish and chips and a Guinness in, like, the late winter. Shout out to JB Crypto. What is my strategy to exit a position? Connor JBW. I would just stick around the channel, man, because I will get into that more later. But it's a lot of things, all right. A lot of things, man. Mostly support and resistance. It also depends a lot on my open positions. Is whiskey good for your health? I hear that. My grandma took a little shot of whiskey every single night. She lived to be 97, all right? She just passed away this past year, actually. She had a shot of whiskey every single night before bed, like literally right before she went to sleep. Shot of whiskey. Not a big shot. We're not talking a whole shot glass. She took a little tiny bit of whiskey. Whoop. Went to sleep. She lived to be 97. All right. And, you know, there is something, a hot toddy where you take the lemon juice and the ginger and the whiskey. You know, I don't know. People say it makes them feel better. Do I really think we're going to go north before south? I think there's a good possibility that we could, especially depending on how this daily candle closes, that we could see north before south. All right. Is that true, Sunshine Girl? Watermelons increase libido? That's interesting. How about Prime or Red Bull energy drink? I don't consume it. I'm scared to consume those things, honestly. Someone smoked like a chimney and whiskey every day and lived till 94. Yeah, we all know people like that, right? It's very interesting. It's very interesting to consider. You know, I've even gone down the road of looking into health benefits of smoking and health benefits of regular tobacco and alcohol consumption. Not in excess, but in moderation. And, you know, I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, everybody's different and things affect people in different ways. And sometimes psychological and or social benefits can actually lead to positive health outcomes. Because if you're living a more stress-free, enjoyable life with deep, close relationships and bonding with people over things like cigars or pipes and drinking certain alcoholic beverages, it might actually improve some people's health because they're living a less stressed out life. The relationships and strong bonds between friends and family is very healthy for people. You know what I'm saying? But do I smoke weed? No, I do not. Nicotine is good for testosterone. I've heard that. Do I eat pizza? Yeah, look, so here's the thing. Like, I will eat anything. If I'm out somewhere and somebody gives me a pizza, I will absolutely eat it, okay? But when I'm at home, which is 99% of the time, I eat whole, clean foods, all right? So, that's how I do it, man. That's how I do it. I don't put anything off limits and say, this is bad, I'm never going to eat this, or whatever. But, you know, in general, you just gotta make the effort to, most of the time, eat healthy. All right, Crypto says, Crypto Guido, I only drink or smoke a cigar if I'm in a room with people who know more than me and have double my money. That's actually a good way to do it. You know? That's a good way to do it. Booger weed used to drink, but stopped after watching the Andrew Huberman podcast on alcohol. Yeah, I saw that too. It seems like there's no benefit to alcohol. Have I ever been revenge trading? Who hasn't ever been revenge trading? Of course we have. Everyone has. You know? All right. 5-minute time frame, please. Moderation is key, says Aaron G. Agreed. You know, my grandfather, who's still alive, who's also 97. My grandma, who just passed, she passed at 97. My grandpa just turned 97 a few days ago. And he says everything in moderation. That's what he says. He lived a good life. Everything in moderation, he says. And I think he's right. I think he's right. Unfortunately, I have a very difficult time with moderation. Personally. All right, Stacy Gage. Shout out to Stacy Gage, the best YouTuber in the world. Crypto is doing horrible. This bull run is just sad. Stacy Gage says it used to be like 5 times more than Nvidia. Now Nvidia is bigger than Bitcoin. Shout out to Mikhail Student from Alabama. Bro, are you still on that treadmill? I'm still on that treadmill, bro. Yeah, shout out to Bullish on Parade. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. Shout out to Splashfire Films. Analyze. Should we analyze the chart? Looks like look, our next target to the upside is $55,000. All right, 55,000. All right, XXC Lissy X says most Americans are unhealthy, so they have to start by eliminating carbs and processed food until they get healthy. Then they can add the stuff back in. Yeah, I don't know. Are you back in the stream? I guess a long time ago, where we were talking about diet and carnivore. Jesus was a drunkard, says Spiritual War 777. He was accused of being a drunkard because he hung out with drunkards. But no, he definitely was not a drunkard. How do you cope with patience? You just have to make a plan. Like right now, there's 3 trades I potentially will take here, and if we don't get to one of those 3 levels, I don't take a trade. In the meantime, I just read your guys' comments and talk about it. 55K is what CryptoFace was calling for. Okay, yeah, 55K. I think that's what we can see. Short from 55K, maybe if we see the right things, right? If we see the right things. Shout out to David Smith. God bless you, David Smith. May the Lord Jesus bless you. My legs must be huge, says Hassan. Oh, man. No, unfortunately, no, all right? I have a very hard time building my legs. I love to work them out, but, you know, I'm a tall guy, all right? 6'3". I have, I don't have big legs, all right? I'm working on it, all right? I'm legitimately working. I'm training my calves right now 3 times a week, trying to get them to grow, all right? Do I only trade crypto? No, I trade other stuff. But, you know, lately, especially in the summertime, I've only been trading Bitcoin. But in the winter again, you guys will see me be trading the S&P and NASDAQ again. And I'll be trading other stuff as well. How many calories do I eat? A lot. All right? I eat a lot. A lot of calories, guys. A lot of calories, a lot of carbs. A lot of carbs, a lot of calories. Lots. What can I say? What can I say? Shout out to Cool Deep from India. God bless you, man. Do I ever run on that treadmill? No, you can't. You can't, it doesn't go that fast. But I do have to say this, guys. I have to head out, unfortunately, because I have to go do some family stuff. But may God bless you all in the name of Jesus, the Messiah, the Son of God, the eternal Son of God, who always existed, who took on flesh to die for the sins of humanity and rose again on the third day to show that his sacrifice was sufficient. And now if we put our trust in him, he will fill us with his Holy Spirit, cause us to be born again as a new creation. We have the hope of eternal life. I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.